to, and it's another beautiful Sunday and the day two of the singles edition of our Love-A-thon 22nd wedding anniversary Love-A-thon. I am Dima, and this is my most favorite person and partner in bliss.
Nedum Obi.
And together we are Team DinmaNedum, and we are your hosts for tonight. If you're single, you need to be here. If you have a friend that is single, you need to also get the person here. But before I let the cat out of the bag, let me get on stage the woman that will set the ball rolling tonight. Madam Charity, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening, Team Dima and Nedu. Good evening and good to see you here.
Good evening to also our pleasure to meet you.
Please go ahead. We'll just disappear to the background till it's time to come up. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and we're so delighted to have you here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Please, I will want at this point to say that you should help us invite your friends and your families to be here. If you know anyone who is supposed to be in this program, please do us a favor by inviting them, send the link to them so that they can participate in this amazing program. This is a program that is anchored by Team Dima and Nedu, and this is to celebrate their 22nd wedding anniversary. I think we should give them shekere for that. Yay! So this is in celebration of their 22nd wedding anniversary, Love-A-thon. This event has held in the previous years, and for this year, the theme is the soul of marriage, challenging the counterculture of self-interest. What an interesting theme. The soul of marriage, challenging the counterculture of self-interest. And so this series is just for the team, Dima and Nedum, to empower, you know, couples to be on how they have been able to, set the scene for their marriage and have been able to enjoy a blissful and happy home these 22 years. So if you are single and about to, you are not in the wrong place at all. You are welcome. Just take your seat. But like I said, please look out for other singles, around you, either your friends and your families, your classmates, your colleagues in the office, and let them know that something is happening here tonight. A transformation, yes, a transformation is happening on this platform tonight. So please help us invite people, let them come and hear what we have for them. Again, it is Team Dimma and Nedum's 22nd wedding anniversary. And so this program is to celebrate their um, 22nd wedding anniversary. And our topic this evening is choosing purpose over preference. Choosing purpose over preference. Better way to date. Better way to date. So we need to understand why dating through the lens of a shared value, calling, and mission leads to a deeper and long lasting connection. You know, I've heard her say severally that you don't, all this, I now fell in love. No, you don't feel in love. You walk in purpose. I'm sure by the time they start talking, you will understand fully why marriage is not just something you walk into, it's something you walk towards. And so very soon it will be their turn to share with us. So please, I want to beg us again, if you are here listening to me right now, help us call in people and let's begin. Let's begin calling people, let them know that something is happening here as we start. Again, the topic for tonight is choosing purpose over preference. Choosing purpose over preference. Better way to date. So let's just give few minutes for people to join in. And so there is an academy called Starting Right Your Marriage Journey. It's an academy that is hosted by these two individuals, Tim Dimma and Nedum. It will also interest you to know that you can be part of that program. There is a program that is for 18 years and above. Now them go they rush you. Now them go they rush you. You know, the first day I saw the title of this program, I sat for a while and I laughed over it. But honestly, it is a course that every single who is above 18 should attend. It's a class that you need to attend before getting into any serious relationship. So whether you are a single, a divorced person, or you've never been in any relationship before, you need to attend this course. You need to attend the course. Of course, it is a 8-week program that is designed to help you to embrace your true worth and boost your confidence and express yourself authentically in any relationship you find yourself. So it will also equip you with tools to understand and assert your values, ensuring you never settle for anything less. You can't settle for less. You can't settle for less. So, and that's why you need to find yourself into this program. Through the guided exercises and practical insight that will be shared by this couple and transformative sections, you will develop the self-assuredness to navigate relationship on your own terms. Nobody will just come and carry you on their own terms. Once you get into this program, this course, after the course, you will be able to develop self-assuredness to navigate relationship on your own terms. This program is an online program. It is purely and also anywhere you are in this part of the world, whether you are in Nigeria, you are in the US, you are in the UK, just anywhere you are, you can participate. And if you have anyone who you know will benefit from this class, please do us a favor by also sharing this program with that person. So it is a purely online program. And the next batch, which is the batch 4, will start on the 28th of July. Did you hear that? 28th of July, in few weeks' time. Is it up to 2 weeks now? In less than 2 weeks, the program will start. So please, if you are interested, the numbers to call will just be on the platform, on the comment section, so that you can call and then book for your sections. I think that will be all for now. And I want to believe that we have all invited someone to sit, get a pen and a biro. You can get a cup of water, relax, and let's allow Team Dimma and Nedum take us through this journey. All right. You are
Thank
muted,
you.
ma.
Yeah, thank you so much, Charity. God bless you, and we'll see you on the other side. Yes, people, you know what the topic is, and we want to get right into it. We are asking a very vital question, choosing purpose over preference, which is a better way to date. And of course, like we rightly said in the intro, we've been married for 22 years and we have been active in the family life space for as long as we have been married. And there's one thing we find out when people begin to say, "Oh, I'm having issues in my relationship," and you're wondering, okay, when you were dating or before you decided to marry this person, what were the commonalities? So tonight we want to enlighten singles on how to look at dating from a long-term perspective. And okay, if they're looking at dating from a long-term perspective, what should they be focusing on? We want to challenge a common mindset because it looks like these days dating is more about so much about personal preference in terms of the externals Oh, I want a tall, dark, handsome guy. I want somebody that has a good dress sense. I want somebody that our personality types can vibe together. That is nice. It is good. But we want to discuss what should be a deeper level of dating, because dating isn't just about who you like. Dating should be about who can you build something meaningful with. When you want to date someone, when you want to commit yourself to someone, you want to ask, is it just, let's take it beyond likeness. Dating shouldn't be just about who you like, it should be about who you can build something meaningful with. Um, this week that just passed, one of my daughters came to me and said, "So, what do you think is more important? Is it chemistry or compatibility?" I said both of them are important. Then she said, if you were to choose which is more important than the other, and I said compatibility, and she said, so you're going to marry somebody you don't have vibes with? I said that is why at the Start Your Marriage Right Academy we have an assessment to help people who are dating or even planning to get married to check their level of chemistry and compatibility. And I said to her, both of them are important, but compatibility is more important, because when the chips are down, if you do not agree on your life priorities, if you do not agree on shared beliefs and values, even that chemistry you have will become strained. That for us, even people that want to get married, if their chemistry and compatibility is on low, we already tell them that's a danger zone. That's a danger zone, because if your chemistry is very low, your compatibility is very low, what are you going to bank on? That is why this conversation on, should we be dating based on just preference, what I like, or should we be dating based on purpose? So for those singles here, after tonight's conversation, you will go from just asking, I like this person, or do I like this person? And you start asking, can I build something sustainable with this person? Does that mean that likes should not be there? No, but it means that you need to go beyond that. Modern dating these days is now looking like shopping. You have an array of goods there. You look at it, you swipe, you scroll, and you scan to say, okay, tall, dark, and handsome, this. But great relationships aren't built only on matching traits. You don't build great relationships from just vibes alone, from just looks alone. Great relationships are built on matching values, matching vision, and direction. So the question is now, for that person that wants to know, oh, I want to date purposefully, there are two layers to that. First of all, do you know what makes life purposeful for you? Do you know what makes life meaningful for you? So that when you are in the dating zone, you're now asking, can I align with this person? So if you don't even know yourself, you don't even know what life means to you, you don't even know what makes life meaningful for you, how do you know if you can build with the other person? That's the first layer of the purpose we're talking about. The second layer is the purpose alignment with the person. Now I know what makes life meaningful for me. What I want to achieve in life, how I want to do life does not necessarily have to be what my partner wants. But do I have an alignment of my core beliefs? What I believe about life, what I believe around marriage, does it share those kind of beliefs? My values around life, is there an alignment with his values? And my sense of direction, where I am headed in life, does it also align with where he's headed? That's what we want to discuss. So that when people come in the dating scene, they are not just talking, what is your best color? That is so very
That's true.
mundane. What's your best color? What's your favorite meal? Where do you? No. Important. but very surface level. That if you're dating purposefully rather than preference, you'll be asking questions like, what makes you make the kind of decision that you make? What do you believe about yourself? Where do you what are your dreams for life? So you know if you can do life with the person that you are speaking with. All right? So before you go and look for somebody to say, oh, let's take this relationship to the other level, you want to first of all ask yourself, where am I going? Because you cannot align with someone if you haven't defined your own direction. Which is why I say that purpose based dating doesn't start with your partner. Purpose based dating starts with you. Because when you know yourself and you know where you are headed to, you can now check to know if this person wants to go on that journey with you. And if the journey the person is going on is also one you're willing to go on. By the time we bring our guests, we'll begin to ask questions like, so what if you know where you're going to and the person does not know? How do you now date purposefully? That's one question we'll be tackling in a bit. But let's even look at this purposeful dating. How do you know if you are dating based on mere preference or you are dating based on purpose? First of the things you will notice is that you will be having deeper connections. You will be able to have conversation with the person that you find interesting, you find aligned with your beliefs, you find aligned with your values. That's one way. If you're dating someone and what people are just discussing are just surface things, then you're asking yourself, are we just building something superficial, or are we able to go deeper to have conversations that are deep? And there's something I'm finding out with I was talking with some young people, and they're telling me things like, oh, I wouldn't like to date my friend. My friend would have known everything about me. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. You know, that is people who you hang out with that already to an extent know your beliefs, know your values. So I am of the opinion that it's best to choose a relationship from among your friends, because there's already something common that you have, except you're saying that your group of friends, you don't have shared values with them, you don't have shared beliefs with them. So how did they become your friends? That's one question you should be asking yourself. Another thing that will make you know if you're dating based on preference or based on purpose is, how do you feel after an encounter with this person you're dating? Do you feel gingered for that thing that makes life interesting for you? Or you're with the person, you can't even talk about your dreams because you think they won't understand it, you think they will laugh at it, you think they won't make sense of it, you think they will put you down. If already whilst you're dating someone, you're not free enough to talk about your dreams, you don't find yourself even getting any form of support for the person for the things that matter to you, how does that now happen automatically when you get married to the person? So if you're in a relationship and you find that you feel drained talking with the person, you don't feel any sense of motivation or support, or you don't even feel free to talk about what matters to you, then you want to check, why am I in this relationship? Am I just attracted to the physical part of it? Or do I find myself being able to build something lasting with this person? The third thing that will make you know if you are dating out of purpose or is just mere based on the preference of the vibes and the physical things is, do you may not want to be do what the person is doing, but do you find yourself that, oh, when this person is talking about his train of thoughts, is sharing his dreams, is talking about what makes life meaningful, you find yourself that you can support that person? So the first one was you feeling supported, but are you feeling like, I can actually do life with somebody who has this goal? So I've seen people where the man keeps talking about traveling the world. He doesn't want to settle in any place for the next 5 years. He just wants to explore. And when you are having conversations with him, he's telling you, well, from next year, I want to go and live in Germany and just stay in Germany for 1 year, understand their culture. By the next year, I'm going to Norway. He is telling you his dreams of what he wants to do in the next 5 years. And you're wondering in your head, do you want to tour the world? So if you are not seeing yourself aligning with that, it's already telling you. So what are the deeper things why you are in that relationship? Because time and time again, we have seen people who don't even know critically why they are sticking in a relationship with another person. Because dating with purpose will allow you to focus on building meaningful connections with people who share your values and your goals. That's what dating with purpose will do for you. Dating with purpose allows you build meaningful connections with people who share your values and your goals. And honestly, maybe if you are just 18 years old, you are just 20 years old, and you say, oh, I have enough time to spend in the dating world, I just want to explore. You can be going around and not really trying to find out if this person aligns with you. But if you're in your late 20s, your early 30s, your late 30s, and you have a minimal time you want to spend in the dating world, it's important that as the relationship is growing, you get into talking serious things. You get into discussing your goals, your dreams, your visions, your beliefs, your values, because purposeful dating helps you to cut down wasting time in dating. So you don't spend time with somebody 5 years and there is no alignment, you are going in different directions, there will be no time to waste. Because if after the early stages you started talking about beliefs, what are your beliefs about this, what are your values, where do you find yourself headed in the next whatever, what are your dreams, and you're seeing there's no alignment, you just end the matter on time so that you don't waste time with that person. So purposeful dating will also help you save time and not waste time in the dating world. So I've said that when we're looking at dating from the lens of purpose, we're looking at you knowing your purpose and also seeing alignment of purpose in the other person. Another thing that dating with purpose does for you is that it helps you build a fulfilling and satisfying relationship in the long run. Many married people now are still fighting to align their values. They are still fighting to align their beliefs because fundamentally, most of the things that cause issues in marriages is a misalignment of beliefs. Somebody believes this, the other person believes that. They are struggling to align their beliefs. That's a problem in marriage. Somebody's values is heading this way, the other person's value is heading this way, they are struggling to find a meeting point. That's a problem in marriage. But when you begin to have this ideology even whilst you're dating, you are able to realize to what extent your beliefs align and to what extent your values align, so that you can begin the conversation to align it now whilst you're dating. And if you are not able to align it, to take a decision whether to end the relationship. Because if you continue it to marriage, that misalignment of values or beliefs will always bring up his head. That is why dating with purpose helps you to build a satisfying marriage in the long run, because you are able to have done the basic foundational work before even getting to marriage, so that you know that you are now proceeding with someone that has shared values and shared beliefs with you. So, one clear question that somebody will ask, so now are you saying that I should not work with attraction? What if I'm attracted? How do I know if I am just attracted to someone or I am aligned with the person? That's a question that would be on the mind of various people tonight. So I'll try to differentiate that, and then we'll get in our guest speakers. All right. So when it comes to attraction, please, we're not saying that attraction is not necessary. We're saying it's not enough. Don't just jump into a relationship with somebody because he's tall, dark, handsome, or because he prays in tongues, or because all of that is important. But is there an alignment of your values, beliefs, and sense of direction? So, how do you know if it's just mere attraction? Mere attraction is that you are just fixated on the physical attraction, number one. You are just fixated on the physical attraction. Oh, I feel attracted to this person. It's okay. Number two, you are like, oh, when I'm with him, I'm excited. I have butterflies in my tummy. I have a sense of thrill. That is attraction. And number three, you are just fixated on the person's physical appearance and charm. This is what makes up for attraction. Now, when it comes to alignment, what are the things that makes up for alignment? Alignment is there is shared values and goals. And you can't know if you have shared values and goals with a person if you are not talking, if you are not discussing what
Marriage,
matters to you.
life,
If
career.
Do you understand? So I see young people today, they are dating, they are just interested in exploring the fun spots in their location, which is okay. They are just excited in talking about very superficial things. Can you ask questions as to what makes you sad? What gets you excited? Why did you choose this person as a friend? Why are you in this job? Why are you doing this job? Something that makes the person to talk about their inner selves. So shared goals and beliefs. Then of course you also have, when it is alignment, there is a sense of mutual understanding, mutual respect. That is an alignment. And of course, again, you are able to see yourself long term with this person. So if you are just attracted, it's just the physical chemistry, the emotional response, or surface connection. But if you are aligned, there's shared values and goals, deeper connection, and long term potentials. So that is why we are having this conversation today. So before I get our guest in, I want to ask you just these three questions so that you are reflecting on it as they come on, because we really have a lot to discuss with you tonight. So, right now, if you're single, if you're dating, would you say that you are currently, that what is driving your date, is it preference or is it purpose? That's one. For you to even know if it is purpose that is driving it, my next question to you is, have you defined your own mission clear enough? Do you know, if at least for the next 1 year, for the next 5 years, what mission you want to devote yourself to? That's why in Nadem Go They Rush You, the relationship preparation program that we do for singles, we get them to create their personal purpose statement so that they themselves even know what makes life meaningful for me. That when they now get into the dating zone and they're about to take a relationship to the next level, they are able to have conversations with this person and say, this is my personal purpose statement. Because if you don't know, you wouldn't know if the other person aligns with you. So that's my second question to you. And the last question is, right now, is there one area in your life that you think you need to grow in to become more purposeful in relationships? The way you do relationships now, do you just get carried away by physical attraction? Do you just get carried away by the person's sweet words? Do you just get carried away because the sex is good? Do you just get carried away because the person is supportive? Somebody said to me, why I got married to him was because he was helping me with my assignment in the university. But then they got married and she's finding that they want the things they want from life are clearly opposite. But why she accepted his proposal was because he was so helpful to me in school. He used to help me with my assignment. So is there one area in your life that you need to grow in to become more purposeful in your relationship? Those are the questions I'll leave with you as we move to the next session to invite our
Noted.
guests. Charity, you want to do a little brief, then I'll check on our guests.
Say something.
All right. Thank you, Team Dimma and Nedum. That was a brief one, but so impactful. So, for the singles out there, the questions have been thrown to us. The first question is, what is driving your dates? What is driving that date? Is it preference or purpose? So you need to ask yourself those questions. Then secondly, have you defined your mission, your own mission? You can't flourish as a family if you are not flourishing as a self, as yourself. And so you need to define your own mission. And then the third question is there any area in your life that you think you need to grow? If there is, then you need to begin to work on those areas. I had a lot of things, and one of the things I heard is don't date just because you are attracted to someone. So attraction is not just enough. Oh, he's tall, he's lanky, he's the kind of person I want, and all of that. Attraction is not enough. Purpose, we do more work. So I want to believe that we've heard about they rush you course. It is a course that every single must attend. Is a must. If you must choose right and date right and do marriage right, then don't miss this course. And so if you are a parent also watching this evening, I want to encourage you to register your children who are 18 and above for this course. And for you single watching, please do yourself this good. If that's the only thing you do for yourself this year, do yourself this good by registering for that purpose. It has for that cause. Your dating has to be purpose based. Your dating has to be purpose based, not because somebody is beautiful. Beauty will fade. I said to someone humorously one day, I said, if my husband married me because I was that slim lady, today now Rob I be. So if he was that I want a slim lady and all of that, I'm sure by now he will be looking elsewhere. So it is beyond beauty, it is beyond attraction. There's something that was be driving you, and that's what we call purpose. And so as we wait for our guest speakers for today, I want us to begin to, ask ourselves these questions over and over again. And I'm sure by the time our guest speakers come in, you will gain more insight. Thank you. You are muted.
Thank you, Charity. Thank you, Charity, for holding forth. We're going to get our guest speakers on board right now so that we can begin to bombard them with the questions. But before we do that, Nidum, you want to say something?
Yeah, as you were speaking, I was just reflecting on my earlier dating stage, and I was reflecting that in as much as I didn't hear this topic, I found it very, very useful because as a young guy then, when we watch the Indian films of those girls dancing and all those paparazzi, you're like, oh, you want a girl, a lady that looks like an Indian. And these fantasies go right into your brain to begin to think that the way they dance, all those romance, in as much as you are watching a movie, your brain is playing it like a reality because those films are basically on attraction, laugh, dance, kiss, and you think that marriage is that way. Marriage is as beautiful as those downstairs, as those hunting, as those play, and you begin to make a list. Even when you don't write it inside your brain. You are jotting those external features as what will be enticing for you for a wife. And I did that in as much as I was born sometimes, or in the relationship, I now calm down to say there is something about this that I'm not getting right. And that is when I read book about Miles Moreau, on the topic of vision and purpose. And it was until that happened I realized about values, about virtues, about building long-lasting relationship. I realized that if you are going to build a bungalow with a person, it is not the same thing if you want to build 30-story skyscraper. The foundations are not the same. The journey are not the same. The architectural drawings, it's not the same. The features are not the same. And so that made me think deep and deep. And in as much as I knew Dima then, she wasn't what I feel was attracting, because I already, bombarded my mind with those things. But when I now draw down to values, that is when I started connecting with her, when we were in fellowship, when we were in church. And what are the four things that I found out that we can work together? One was sound judgment. Dima at that time, 18 or 19, was very intelligent. She knows how to answer questions, and you wonder whether she's 50, while she's even 21 years dead. Secondly, I've seen her have conflicts with people, and the next day or 2 days after that, I see her still gisting with same people. And I wonder, what the hell is this? Instead of her planning revenge, she chose a higher way to move on, even when the people did not ask for forgiveness. The third thing I learned, that she always carries books around. Any minute she's reading one book, she's finishing one book. Then when we started making some deeper conversation, I saw that she's family oriented. So it was these basic four values that get me deeply interested in who she is. And that formed the basis of our courtship. And for those who are here listening to us, you have an advantage already. You have been given solid foundation to know what to do. If you got food after this event, you have yourself to blame. Exactly, you have yourself to blame. And so, if you are here, take what you are learning here very, very serious.
Thank you for that. And this is also coming from us. So let's bring in our guests. The first person I'm going to be bringing in, let me bring in him so that you'll be seeing his face as I'm reading his brief profile. So this gentleman here is Mr. Foster Dalla Gatti, a resilient and learning relationship coach, and he takes delight in helping people discover and pursue meaning in marriage. By the time you listen to him, you will know why he is a right person for today's topic. Of course, he combines analytical and deep solving skills with deep empathy. This is a serious something. His personal journey through challenges and growth fuels his passion to help others, especially young people and families, to pick up their lives on their own terms and their pace. So, welcome, Mr. Foster, and we are glad to have you tonight to discuss this very important topic. Joining Mr. Foster, scintillating, your camera is turned off, please. Yes.
Mhm.
Joining Mr. Foster is scintillating. When somebody tells you that her name is scintillating, you already understand. The name alone should tell you what you're expecting. She is a certified premarital and relationship coach with over 5 years of experience equipping singles and couples. She combines faith, emotional intelligence, and a proven framework to help people heal, communicate better, and make intentional choices in love. And her mission is simple: to prepare hearts, not just for weddings, but for a lifetime of partnership. And like I
Wow.
keep telling you every day we come on this program, that every person who was chosen for any topic was intentionally chosen, because I know that they will do justice to this to every topic, both professionally and personally. So welcome Foster, welcome Scintillate. Let's get down to the business immediately.
Thank you very much.
So we've been discussing purpose-based dating. I don't know why we're echoing, but we'll just go ahead. And I've been talking from my own point of view. How important do you think it is? You have been married and we are here as a marriage coach. Do you think it's how important is it for somebody to have clarified their personal mission before bringing another person into their life as a life partner? That's one part of the question. And the singles listening to you today, is it possible for a single to clarify their personal mission? They will say, I'm just starting life. How can I know my mission? So you have two questions in one. Is it important that somebody clarifies this? If yes, why? And can a single actually clarify their mission before inviting another person to do life with them? We'll start with you, Foster.
Thank you very much, Coach Dima.
Please go ahead. I can hear you. I think Foster is okay. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, I would like to congratulate both of you on your 22nd wedding anniversary. I want to indicate that it takes purpose and intentionality to do life with just one person for as long as what we are celebrating today. And for this, I really admire you and congratulate both of you for standing for this agenda through thick and thin. I believe that this purposefulness that you have exemplified is what we seek to celebrate, and not only celebrate, but to popularize it across various cultures. So accept my congratulations. I
Thank you,
also
sir.
want to thank inviting us on this noble program. We don't take it for a joke at all. Now, relationship, the person you asked, relationships and marriage have become quite,
Still
especially,
breaking.
yeah, I mean, they've become very complex, especially in today's world. In a
I don't
world,
know if it's from my end. Hold on, Foster. Scintillating, can you hear him?
I can barely hear him.
Yes, I can barely hear him as well. So maybe Foster, hold on a bit. Let Scintillating take the question, then you come back on. Scintillating, can you go ahead first?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Team Dima. And oh, I'm going to make that mistake again. Okay, good evening. Thank you so much for having me this evening. It's indeed an honor to have me. And 22 years being together is not beans. It's not beans. God has been faithful. Thank you so much. Okay, let me answer the question quickly. You said how important is it to clarify your personal mission before marriage? For me, I would say it is very important. It's a non-negotiable because you really, if you do not know where you are going,
I wonder how you'll be able to know who is going on that, who would go on that mission with you. I look at preference and purpose and preference is very, very important. So for me, if I don't know where I'm going to, there is no how I'll be able to say this person should come along with me on this journey. I can just go there and pick anybody, only for me to find out along the road that this person is not really fit for me to go on this journey. For instance, let's look at preference as a want while purpose is a need. Now you are going to the jungle. You want to use a sleek Bugatti on that journey. It's fine. It's a car, right? You drive only for you to get along the road. Along the way, you find out that that car is actually not fit for that kind of journey. You would have chosen a truck, but because a truck is not that fancy, it didn't appeal to you, but you forgot that that truck would have been the one that would have aided you to arrive at your destination safely, sound, and peaceful. So for me, every single should first of all understand where you are going. Then it will be easier for you to say this person should come along with me on this journey. So that's the first question. So there are some questions you also need to ask yourself to understand if you really know where you are going. Because sometimes we think we know where we are going, only for you to find out that you don't really know where you're going. A lot of people think they know where they are going. Me, few years ago, years down the line, my younger self thought I knew what I wanted until I saw it and I knew that I didn't really know what I wanted. So the first question is, what matters most to you? What is that thing that is important to you? What matters most to you? Then the next question you should ask yourself is, what kind of life do I want? Like Kodima said, if you are the kind of person that really wants to travel the world and you are in a relationship with someone who just wants to take it simple, just be here and just live a very quiet life, you find that there will be friction along the way. So you really need to understand, what kind of life do I want? Then the another question is, what do I believe about marriage, about faith, about money, career, and all that? So if you have these questions, at least, and other questions figured out, it will give you a direction to say, this is what I want. This is my own mission. Then you'll be able to look for someone who would align with all these questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
scintillating. Okay, I will mute you and then let's see if your network is stronger. Please go ahead and answer the question, Foster.
All right. I'm sure you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you better.
All right. Thank you so much for what you are doing. And I was about saying that it is not just important, it is very critical to clarify purpose before you invite somebody else to do life with you. Because this journey is a very serious one. And if you don't make serious preparations, you will find yourself in serious troubles. And so it's very critical to clarify your purpose before you invite somebody else. In this post-COVID world, as I started saying earlier, uh, many people are choosing and marrying for various reasons. For lifestyle, people want partners who will pay the bills for them. That is for transactional benefits. People are looking at faces and physique. People are looking at educational level, social status. People are looking for many things and settling down with it. Some people are also marrying for love. And when I say marrying for love, I mean they are considering the emotional side of love. Love has many sides. Love has attraction, love has decision, love has covenant, love has many other sides. but they just settle for the attractional side of it without considering the long haul. Yeah, so people are also marrying for vengeance. They want to make a statement with their marriage. And also, people are marrying for purpose. So, if you look at all these arrays of items I've mentioned, you realize that marrying for those ahead are just for the peripheral, but marrying for purpose is what takes you to the next level of life. It's what kicks you into the bracket of making impact in the world. And if you will want to get somebody as your companion, you can't treat this lightly at all. So it's very important to make sure that the direction you have set yourself on is believed by the person you are bringing on board. I always say that purpose is a thread that connects you at seven sides of marriage. By that I mean companionship. I'm talking about permanence. Some people are just in it for the immediate benefit. They are not in it for the long haul. So if you are bringing in somebody, does this person share in this aspect of marriage, companionship, permanence? People are married and they are staying in different rooms. They are staying in different cities, and that is what they want. Is that what you want? It's an aspect of marriage, permanence. People want to marry, and for 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, they can do something else. Is that what the person you are bringing on board believes? So it's very important to clarify some of these things. Family aspect of
Hold
marriage,
on a bit,
one.
Mr. Foster. Please, can you increase your volume? You are dropping stuff, but somebody said they can't hear you. Could you just amplify your voice a little bit more, please? Because I'm
Okay,
interested in those seven sides of
is my
marriage, but I'm seeing in comments that they can't hear you clearly.
okay. Is my volume okay now?
The volume is
Better.
louder now.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. So I was mentioning some seven marital elements that purpose will weave together with you and your companion. And I spoke about companionship. In fact, the soul of marriage, as the theme of this whole anniversary is, I see it in two of what I'm talking about. Is companionship and oneness. People are married and they are staying apart. That maybe is what somebody wants, but is that what you want? So the person you are bringing on board must believe in this aspect of marriage. Permanence. I'm talking about the going the long haul in marriage. People are marrying and they already knew in their head that after 10 years they are going their separate ways. Is that what you want? Meanwhile, it is this permanence of marriage that gives us the ability to impact the world. Yeah, so family is another aspect of marriage. People want to marry, but they don't want to raise a family. Is that what you believe in? If that is not what you believe in, then of course you must pay attention to who you are bringing on board. So clarifying purpose cannot be one of the flimsy things to play with. Oneness, I call it the soul of marriage. There is no need for us to marry if we are not intending to collaborate, if we are not intending to cooperate, if we are not intending to play team and to do things together. Absolutely not necessary. Communication, which is the lubricant in the marriage, people uh, find it difficult. People don't find it any necessary thing to do in marriage. And so, if you are bringing in somebody, you will want to clarify this aspect. People are interested in commanding, not communicating. I also find it interesting as part of this seven marital elements, mutual service. Mutual service, it means we're in this together to serve one another. Marriage is not a boarding house. where somebody works his or her heart out. Marriage is a service entity where I serve you and you serve me. And if this is not what somebody has in his or her mind, then you might want to clarify this before bringing that person on board. Then the last aspect of the seven elements is the generational impact. This thing for. Is it just to make babies? Is it just to make babies? What are you in this thing for? Is it just for the bills to be paid? Is it just for the camera? What are you in it for? What contribution are you here to add to the world? What new thing are you here to rewrite in the sands of time? So these are the impact, these are the areas of marriage that you want to give attention to. And so the person you are bringing on board must buy in these areas for you. And so if you don't clarify purpose, you will become an unintended casualty on this journey you are embarking on. So the question is asked, it is not just important, it is critical. It is critical because there are going to come very heavy and very striking storms along the journey of marriage. And if you don't carry purpose becomes the deep root that will hold your marriage in place when these storms hit. And it is in your own interest to want to clarify this before you go ahead. That is what I would say, Coach.
Thank you.
This your presentation, they should just make it into a book. You should. I was telling my husband, first I don't write book, oh, because these seven sides of marriage, if you just build on it, that's already a course on its own. Well done, sir. Thank you so much for that. And I like how you took it to say this element. If you don't now clarify purpose, what are you now going to be doing with the person? Right? Because everything that you just mentioned should be at each person's end if that is what you want. So I want to ask a question and I want us to answer it as clearly as possible. So when Nedum was talking, he said that coming into the dating zone, he wanted to date somebody that was fair, and then he was dating somebody that was fair, but he saw that some things were not jiving, and he now started to look for values and all that, and left his fair woman attraction. So the question is, because these young people will say, I want to wake up by the side and see the person beside me and be happy. Oh. I don't know this what people are talking about purpose. Oh. So if I'm now doing purpose, I'll come wake up with one woman. I'll come wake up with person where I know like. So my question is it possible to find somebody attractive and aligned in purpose? Are you seeing my question? Can you find somebody that you find attractive and person also aligns with your purpose? Or is this just an idealistic option? In reality, can you find somebody who is you're attracted to and also align with purpose? Or are you saying, leave attraction and just be following purpose? Is it realistic or is just idealistic? Scintillating.
Okay, thank you for that question. Um, For me, I think it's possible to have both. You can have a purposeful person who is also attracted to you. You can have both in one container. So it all takes one to be strategic and actually know what you are looking for and what you want, and be patient to be able to get what you need and what you want in a partner. So it's actually very, very possible. Like I was telling someone the other time, the guy said, this lady I'm dating, I'm not really, it's not my spec, but I like her personality. And I asked him, what do you mean? He could not define personality to me. He could not even tell me what personality she has that he's talking about. But he said, he's not my spec, he's not my spec. I started asking him questions. Do you think in the next couple of years you will continue to defend this person's physical appearance to people whenever they see both of you, say, ah, don't mind this, my wife, oh, he's a good person, oh, he's has a very good personality, you know. And it got him thinking. And I don't know what he made with that conversation we had. But the truth of the matter is, you can actually have a purposeful and a partner you are attracted to. Both can work. It is very possible. It requires strategy and patience. Thank you.
Fantastic. Scintillating say it's possible. You have to be patient. You have to be strategic. You have to be intentional. Mr. Foster, sir, are we going to crucify attractiveness for alignment of purpose, or is it realistic that yes, you can get somebody you're attracted to and also aligned in purpose? What's your take?
Am I
Can you hear
online?
me, Mr. Okay.
Yes, I hear you now. Yeah, so it's very, very, very possible. In fact, it's more than possible. It's very, very, very possible. And those who may be thinking that, if you get attraction, you might not get purpose together. And if you get purpose together, you might not get the body together. I want to dispel that notion, that thinking. It is possible to have both elements in the same container, like Insulation said. The challenge is that most often we think small about some of these things. Most often we limit our minds to sometimes the environment we are in, the town we are in, the workspaces we are playing in, the churches we are attending, the mosques we are attending. We limit ourselves to this immediate environment and conclude that we can find somebody who has the brain and who has the other attractive things as well. And I want to say that it is very possible to combine these two things in one single individual. If you are not, it means maybe you haven't gotten it yet. You are not, you may not be searching in the right places. You may not be searching right way. You may not be searching with the right mindset. Maybe that will be what will be limiting you. But I say that it is very, very possible. I make a joke of this thing to people that everybody has their spec in the market. Whether you are in the 20s, you go to the market, you see people 60 and 70, they are conducting weddings. So I say that everybody has their spec in the market. So if indeed you want somebody who will come on purpose and who is also attractive, they are in the market. Just search a bit more. Be patient, change your style of searching, change your style of hunting, change your style of positioning yourself, and you will be found and you will find as well. It's really, really possible.
Thank you, Foster.
Yeah, is that possible? Yes. But again, you have to, I think, set your priority right. Because even though you find somebody who is very, very attractive, by the time you get the annoying behaviors and disalignment, you see that beauty will turn to witchcraft or witch. So those pointed nose, whatever is it, the bumble, you will find it offensive, you will find it nauseating, you will find it unbearable. And so you can weigh both of them to come within an average, but you must know what is deeply and more important for you. And because sometimes being attractive is not just an illusion, sometimes it is in the eyes of the beholder. And so whatever that is point of attraction for you that is physical, at the end you might lose it. Even I've got a friend who was it a year before after their wedding, The wife got an accident and she started limping and had facial disorder. Will it take because of that and said that that lady is no longer presentable? But virtues are longer lasting, tested, proven virtues of that person. And I can tell you for free that when you are happy and excited about your relationship, that partner will be very, very attractive, presentable, and you somebody you can be proud of. And so there are things that never change, and there are things that are subject to change. And so once a person meets an average of your kind of person by attraction and has deeper connection of values, alignment of purpose, I can say this, take it to the bank, the person is the right fit for you.
Okay, so what I'm
You see,
taking from what everybody has said, Foster, you want to say something?
yes, please. You see,
Please go ahead.
um, like Coach said, everything we are calling attraction or attractiveness is subjective and lies in the eyes of the beholder. What is disturbing is we want a very flawless, very perfect human being to make a statement with to the world that can you see my husband? Can you see my wife? At the end of the day, those things don't pay a bill. Those things don't give peace. Those things don't give happiness. But it's the depth of what is in the head of that person, what is in the character of that person, what that person carries as a matter of value. It is those things that generate peace, that create the life we want together. And so, as much as it is possible, let's really define what is important to us, what is important for our future, rather than what we are interested in presenting the world. We are not going on a beauty pageant. We are not going on a sport competition for trophies. We are not. No, we are building lives and destinies and generations together. And that should take a focal stage in what we are doing. Now, and I close with this by saying that if you really clarify your purpose and you are huge, strong on purpose, with the help of purpose, you can create any preference you want. With the help of purpose, you can
Mm.
create any preference you want. That is what I would say. Thank you, Coach.
Wow.
I love how you ended that. I love how you ended that. But I have more questions for us. But there's a question on the somebody asked. So I want to just spotlight it so we can all see it. And somebody is asking, what if I'm attracted by purpose, but the guy in question is an Osu outcast? So let me answer, take a take on it, and then you wrap this up. So when you talk about attracted by purpose, what does purpose mean to you? That is asking the question. Remember, purpose, like we are talking, is an alignment of beliefs, an alignment of how both of you see life and sense of direction where you're going. So my first question is, in this you're attracted by purpose, what's your belief about Osu? If you believe that outcasts, and you as a person, you don't see yourself being married to an outcast, it already means that based on the basis of the fundamental position of Osu, there's already a disalignment. I don't know if you understand. That part of the outcast, in terms of the elements of purpose, is already disaligned for both of you. So, based on that, there's no alignment in that area. But if you are saying that is an Osu, but to me, in my belief, I don't believe in Osu in as much as tradition believes it, and the man does not believe, and you want to, you've seen that every other thing tick. Are you able to stand based on your purpose and defy what um other people are thinking. Because again, I don't want to go into the entirety of the Osuka system, because when you look at Osuka system, we also have people who are Christians who believe that God has saved all of us, but they still believe in Osu. So it still boils, it's a question of beliefs. If your beliefs feel that there's nothing about Osu and you feel that every other thing aligns with you and the person, are you ready to do this journey with him, irrespective of what your culture says? But if already in you, you don't feel that somebody who is Osu aligns with you, then there's a disalignment already. So there's no need to venture into it, because you're not going to be comfortable to be with that person and do what you're expected to do. Do you have something to add?
What I want to add is most times when we look at the caste system as a strong value for us, is because we are thinking more of our culture, of where we are going, our culture of who we are as an Igbo people. And when you look at globally, people marry from India, people marry from Afghanistan, people marry from Chad, people marry from South Africa, people marry from Ghana, people marry from Kenya, people marry from Far East as far as China, Japan. How do you know what caste system operates there? So sometimes it's when we now, bracket ourselves within just our cultural setting, is when we begin to classify people between freeborn and non-freeborn, because somebody told you so, because somebody meant that to you, somebody introduced you to that behavioral beliefs. So if you are having a more global perspective about human being and the dignity of human being, it changes everything about what beliefs you have hold up from your cultural and custom. I am not saying dispute that. That is why we are talking about beliefs and how strong your convictions are. If that does not hold strong water for you, and that does not make a very significant base of the decision you take, then who is an outcast? The person you might be referring as outcast, somebody else who is referring to you as a black man, as a monkey, another. So it is a tribe, it is a segregationist tendency in putting people in such a bracket. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I hope patients were able to answer your question. Let's move this conversation, because again, you're talking with people and they're saying, what kind of conversation should singles be having when they are dating, to uncover if they have an alignment of values and purpose with the person they are dating, without appearing overwhelming? Like the person who's saying is always asking questions, or without scaring away potential partners. Because I've seen that somebody will say to me, I was trying to ask him question, and next thing he stopped calling me. And then when you ask the man, he was saying the girl won't finish me with question. Is am I writing exam? Is it job we came to do? But in the girl's mind, she was trying to clarify alignment, right? So how do you, what kind of conversation should singles be having to get them to clarify these values and this alignment, without sounding overwhelming, without sounding like you want to change the person, without scaring away potential partners? I'm going to start with you, Foster.
All right, thank you very much for this question. It's very, very important one. Now, I want to say that every premarital conversation is supposed to, or should intend for seeking clarity of purpose. Is supposed to be seeking alignment of beliefs and values, as well as giving you some level of assurance of character. And this means that we should move beyond, oh, I've missed you, oh, I can't sleep over you. Those things are good, but we should be able to go beyond that to have proper, deeper conversations that send beliefs, values, purpose, character, and all those, and how we're going to do life together. And so it's very important. I usually, in these kinds of discussions, I say that there are a minimum of three ways you can achieve this in order to clarify this thing. You can deploy disclosure, you can deploy discovery, you can deploy discussion. And that is where our conversation falls in. Disclosure is when the person discloses voluntarily information about himself or herself to you. And you cannot get everything about this person just by the person telling you about himself or herself, but you must go further to deploy discovery. That is trying to find through your own genuine ways about the person you are interested in. Then the third one is discussion, and that is why we need to have proper conversation. What do you think about life? Authentic and gradual conversation, like you asked, not sounding overwhelming or threatening or interrogative, but trying to find out about purpose, about vision, about beliefs, and all that in a nice way. You can ask the same question in different ways at different times, all intended for the same answer. And this over time will build integrity of what the person is telling you over different scenarios, over different time frames, just so that you can clarify the value, you can clarify the purpose, you can clarify what exactly the person believes. So if you ask, you must have a gradual but authentic conversation, not focus on mundane things, but on very serious things like purpose, vision, character, and all that. This is very, very important. You must ask thought-provoking questions, open-ended questions, questions that will allow the person to freely speak about things, about himself, about herself, and other areas of interest. Now, I also say that what matters to the person, you must be able to find a way to get into that. What matters to you in life? What does a meaningful future look like to you? These are questions you need to pose. How do you see faith? How do you see family or career playing together in the long term goals? You need to find answers to these questions. And lastly, how do you like to interact with people and with passion in life? If we are able to put these questions, these conversations across, then I'm very sure you will be on your way to clarifying your purpose, your beliefs, your values in the person you are interested in, rather than I miss you, or I can't sleep over you, or how was your day, and when are we going out, or the party was nice. All those things are great. They are part of the chemistry, and which we are not disputing at all. They are very, very important. But go beyond that and have this conversation as I've mentioned. Thank you.
All right. First, the way you were talking about this, how was your day? Be like say that question, they prepare your body. So how was your day? But it's okay. I get you. So you are saying that if it's either voluntary or you ask questions or you watch how the person interacts with the world and the things that are happening. But if a man, scintillating, how will a woman ask this kind of question so that the man will not think her own is too much? You know how they will say probably she's trying to change me, or she's trying to mold me into the kind of man, or she's trying to mold me into the kind of man that she wants. Or all these women that are enlightened. How can a woman ask these questions without feeling the man feeling overwhelmed?
Okay, now you're not supposed to be an FBI agent at this time. You're not supposed to ask these questions and it will look like I want to catch a thief or something like that. You need to be strategic again. You need to be smart again. Because there's a way you ask these questions, the person will pull back and close up. So you need to ask in such a way that you are not in an interview session. Because if the other person finds out that you are trying to, there are some things they will close up and they want to open up, and there is nothing you can do about it. Then again, the way you react when you even get some informations that does not go down with you also matters. Someone tells you something and your facial expression shows it. The person definitely is going to close up and might not want to go further in telling you. So as a woman, you have to be strategic, like Mr. Foster said, not asking all those questions, unnecessary questions and fluff. So you need to ask questions about life. How did you grow up? But you also have to find opportunities to ask those questions. Maybe something happened or something. You can just ask a question that is not direct, that could make your partner open up into what ordinarily they wouldn't have talked about. So you don't have to just come out and say, how did you grow up? Some people might just tell you what you want to hear, and that is it. But there's a way you would present that question. It wouldn't look like you're interrogating, and the person will be glad to open up to you to tell you, oh, this, and even tell you more things that you never intended to or even thought to ask. So one has to be strategic and intentional and smart about it so that your partner wouldn't close up and not be able to open up. So I hope I answered the question. And at the same time, you also have to be friendly. Eh? You also have
I
to be
love that. I
friendly,
love.
Yeah, you also
You
have to be
started by
friendly, not
saying,
making look. Yeah. So you have to make it friendly, then a friendly environment and a friendly situation. You just throw in a subtle way. And the person will just start talking. You are getting your information without them knowing that you are actually having such hard conversations.
thank you so much for that. And what I'll just add to this is start by sharing yours. You don't have to come and say, my values are, but those kind of information you would want to get from the person, infuse it into your conversations, right? So you're talking, because really, if somebody doesn't tell you categorically what their values are, but you are dating the person, you are seeing how the person is doing life. You are seeing how they
Observation.
relate with you. You are seeing how the person relates with the other people in their life. So in dating, one of the things you should open very well is the gift of observation that God has given you. The gift of observation that God has given you. You will be noticing how the person talks, how the person relates with people. If somebody said to me that why she agreed to marry the man she married was because of how he was relating with the security men in the office when it comes to pick her. When they were dating, he would come and pick her when she closes work so you can drop her at home. But that he was so friendly with the security men. He took time to know their names and call them by their names. And she's like, this man that is relating with security men like this, he will be a kind man. That was one of the things that made her even take him serious. So you begin to observe people, observe what gets him angry. The days he's angry, I'm using he because he's male or female. The person is shouting, you are knowing that, or he's dealing with people, or you are with him and he's telling the person he's in Third Mainland Bridge. Meanwhile, both of you are in one hotel in VI. You're already knowing that honesty does not mean anything to this person. So if honesty means something to you, your antenna will be up. And that's why the beauty of what we're doing at Start Your Marriage Right Academy, we help you create what we call your intimacy playbook. So that even some questions you wouldn't have thought about
Yeah.
yourself, you're able to answer it. And then when you are dating this person, you, from your intimacy playbook, you have conversation starters. You have things you'll be talking about with the person. And it is how vulnerable you are, how open you are, that you invite somebody else to be vulnerable with you. But you can't just come to the conversation and you're always keeping quiet. Let me hear what he has to say. The person will not also open up. So the extent to which you open up is the extent you can invite somebody to open up. But again, if you are dating this person and you see that the person is not opening up, you are opening up, the person is so closed, you want to, that's a red flag, oh, because there might be something that is dealing with the person's vulnerability. I was teaching them in marriage class today. I taught marriage class in church before coming for LOVE-A-THON. And I was telling them that is in premarital that you start honing the habit of communication. If you are not able to talk about different things with the person you are dating, it's not when you get married you will talk about it. Oh. So you are dating a girl, you are dating a man, and the person does not talk. You say, oh, he's just quiet. He doesn't like to talk. That is a red flag. Is either the person is dealing with so many hurts, he doesn't know how to process it. Is either the person does not know how to embrace vulnerability. So that should make you say, what's going on? And then if you present it and you ask the person, maybe both of you need to talk to somebody, and the person is not forthcoming, you want to double check. Do you want to do live with somebody that does not communicate with you? Because the signs begin to show in premarital, but people ignore it and think it will magically change in marriage. Marriage amplifies the problems you have seen in dating that you did not address. Marriage will not automatically solve any problem for you, it will only amplify it. Let me not get into teacher mood. Charity, let me bring you on, because if you leave me now, I'll go to speak English till tomorrow. Over to you, Charity.
Wow, what a night. Thank you so much, teamDinmaNedum. Thank you, Mr. Foster, and thank you, Mrs. Ojugo. That was a wonderful and a powerful section. My note is full. My note is full, and I want to believe that is the same for every single out there or the parents even watching us at this point. So let's go back home and begin to implement all that we have heard. Let's go back home and begin to implement. Again, so many questions have been dropped, tonight. What kind of conversation should you be having when you are dating? Like I always say, dating is not the time to visit all the fun centers, getting from one eatery to another. It is a time for serious business. So you need to understand the values, are your values aligning and all of that. It is not a time, to go from Mr. Biggs to shawarma shop and all of that, tasting all the pepper soup in the earth. It is time for serious business. I want to believe that we have gained so much. And like I said before now, please let's go back home and begin to implement. Again, I want to appreciate all our guest speakers. Thank you, Mrs. Ojugo. That was a powerful one. Thank you, Mr. Foster, for your time tonight. I wrote so much, the seven side of marriage is something I heard for the first time. The way you analyze them is even something, like Coach Dima said, that's a book on its own. And honestly, that's a book on its own. I gained a lot. The soul of marriage, oneness. Are you married? What is the purpose of you marrying? What's that, driving thing that is making you attach yourself to that person? Singles, you are so blessed. Some of us didn't hear this while we were, you know, trying to get our own life partners. So you are so blessed to be hearing this at this moment. I want to encourage every one of us. Please register for this program. There is a number to call. You can call Ifnaya on the numbers on the screen right now to register for the Go Dey Rush You course. Like I said before now, it is an 8-week course that we open. You've not heard anything. Oh. What you heard tonight is just, is nothing. You've not heard anything. Come into this 8-week program and you will hear a lot that will transform your life and transform your marital journey in future. So please, let's do well to register for this. There's a a discount, just use the LOVE-A-THON discount code and it is valid for just 72 hours. Did you hear me? Just 72 hours. Use the LOVE-A-THON discount code and you'll be getting a lot of discounts on this. This program is the fourth batch and it is starting on the 28th of July. Did you hear that? 28th of July. Don't waste time. Please rush into it. And as you do, I want to tell you that you'll be in for a great time of learning and transformation. Once again, I honestly want to and sincerely want to appreciate you for your time, and we do not wish to waste your time further, but we appreciate you for making our time to be with us tonight. This program will be holding again next week, Saturday and Sunday, the same time, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Saturday and on Sunday. Please do well to join us with the same link. Yeah, do well to join us with the same link. At this point, I think I'll be calling on the K to give us the vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Charity, and for everyone that has joined us tonight. Like Charity said, we continue the LOVE-A-THON next week. Another interesting topic, another set of amazing speakers will be joining us. Saturdays is for couples, Sundays is for singles. Keep a date with us, and if you're single, you want to marry and marry right, please do not miss na dem go dey rush you. And on that note, it's what from you, baby?
Thank you so much for our guest speakers, our moderator. Wonderful time with you all. And thank you for the love you've shown to us. We deeply appreciate you. And to all those listeners there, be the evangelists of this program. And so next week, same time, we'll have more things to discuss with you, more learnings outcomes that will be beneficial for you now and also the future. So as we sign out, God bless you. Enjoy a wonderful week.
God bless you and see you next weekend.